Good evening, councillors. Good evening, officers. I'm Councillor Derek Paul. I'm the chairman of this meeting tonight for Cabinet on October the 23rd, 2023. Before I start proceedings, I have to do an announcement. There is no fire drill scheduled in the building this evening. If the fire alarm sounds, therefore, please, could I ask you make your way down the main staircase, out of the main doors of the Town Hall, and congregate at the entrance to Caldicott Park. An officer of the council will then give instructions when it is safe to re-enter the building. Thank you. Moving swiftly on to the agenda. First item is to confirm the minutes of the meeting on the 18th of September 2023. I move from the chair that they're the correct minutes. Can I have
I'll
a second,
second
please?
that, Chair.
Thank you very much. Agenda item 2, apologies. Are there any apologies, Chief Executive, please?
Chair, we've apologies from Councillor Moran and Councillor Carrie-Anne Dumbleton.
Thank you. Are there any declarations of interest? To receive declarations of interest for non-pecuniary interest as defined by the Council's Code of Conduct for councillors? Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Non-pecuniary for item 12, and I'm more than happy to leave the chamber.
Thank you. Okay, fine. Fine, thank you very much. Yes, Councillor.
Sorry, Chair, I didn't declare the general nature of the interest. I am also a trustee of the Lawrence Sheriff Arms Houses.
Thank you very much. Okay. Item 3B, pecuniary interest as defined by the Council's Code of Conduct for councillors. Thank you, Councillor Roodhouse, already nominated. Thank you. And C, notice under Section 106 of the Local Government Finance Act 1992, non-payment of community charge or council tax. No, thank you. Are there any questions, Chief Executive, please?
There are none, Chair.
Thank you. Moving swiftly on, item 5, which is corporate strategy delivery plan. I've got a short announcement. It's a corporate strategy delivery plan. Council adopted the corporate strategy in 2021, and in doing so agreed the corporate outcomes for this council, which will work towards over a 4-year period. To support the delivery plan against the corporate outcomes, Cabinet worked with officers each year to compile an annual delivery plan, setting out the key projects which the council will deliver over the course of the municipal year. Following the elections in May, and to allow additional time for discussions with officers and indeed councillors of all parties, consideration of this year's plan has been delayed. With this in mind, and recognising the fact that the corporate strategy itself will be refreshed in early 25, the corporate strategy plan before Cabinet this evening is proposed to cover an 18-month period. Within this timeframe, there will be new challenges and opportunities which the Council must remain agile enough to act upon. Therefore, the delivery plan will remain a live document, which could be updated as and when the need arises. The delivery plan before us this evening reflects a highly ambitious agenda, but one which will be delivered utilising the renewed project management framework which has recently been set in place. By agreeing the delivery plan, Cabinet will be setting a clear agenda for the Council to deliver over the next 18 months and will ensure that the Council continues to deliver for the residents, businesses and communities of Rugby Borough. Thank you. Councillor Mystery. No question. Councillor Roadhouse.
Thank you. As you're probably aware, Liberal Democratic Group did produce or has produced a document around the corporate delivery and taking that forward and engaged in some of that. That's been sent to the other leaders. So you've had one, the Labour leaders had one as well and circulated. We're coming to full council on Wednesday and we'll be proposing that document as an amendment on Wednesday to the existing corporate delivery plan, and fingers crossed it'll get changed and adopted, and some of the bits and pieces brought on board on Wednesday night at full council.
I'll say from the Chair, Councillor Riders, thank you for your involvement in the corporate strategy, and yes, we have got a copy of it, and thank you for it. So I'll move from the Chair that we accept this corporate strategy for 18 months. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Mrs Robbins, thank you. All those in favour? Unanimous, thank you. Moving on, growth and investment portfolio, item 6. I'm not going to read it all out. Councillor Picker, please.
Thank you, Chair. So this is the local plan review proposal to go to an issues and options consultation. This follows the decision of full council in December of last year to proceed with this, and since then there's been a lot of work behind the scenes through Planning Services Working Party in order to get this document to the position it's currently in. The proposal is that we move forward with a review of the local plan by asking our residents and communities what they want to see us incorporate into a future local plan. But our priorities as the administration are to look at our employment land and our environmental protections significantly. The other key area is that we will be discontinuing the Gypsy and Traveller DPD for the reasons set out in the report relating to a lack of sites, and we'll be incorporating that into a full review of the local plan. So the suggestion is that we move on with consultation. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Picker. Councillor Mistry, no questions.
Similar to the last one, that we've moved an amendment, and it's also with the leader of the Labour group, and that's been circulated as well, which I hope that you've seen and had a look at it, and it's gone through the particular legal processes. So on Wednesday night at full council we'll move to that debate, I think, which is needed. The key thing, I think, from the outcome, whatever happens on Wednesday night, is that residents of the borough will need to engage fully in this process, because this is about the future of the borough, the future planning and the house building and the rest of it. So it's an extremely important document.
Yes, no, again, I'd thank everyone for their engagement up to this point, and I hope that will continue moving forwards. Obviously, we want to hear from our residents, because it's certainly the most significant decision that I think most of us will make whilst we're here. So we need to get it right, and hopefully through engagement and consultation we'll do that.
Thank you, Councillor Picker. I'll reiterate what Councillor Picker just said. It's important that our residents, any of those that are listening, take part, and it's for the best for the residents of Rugby. Again, I'll move it from the Chair. A seconder, please.
Happy to
Thank you,
second that,
Councillor
Chair.
Willis. All those in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. Agenda item 7, Economic Development Officer. Councillor Picker.
Thank you, Chair. So this one is a relatively simple report on the need for additional staffing within the economic development team. It's to enable us to actually deliver on a lot of the priorities that we've set out throughout various different streams of work going on, but particularly around the town centre regeneration project. And as the report sets out, we had initially advertised for this as a fixed-term contract. We were unsuccessful in doing so. So this will now be a permanent position and help to accelerate the many exciting schemes of work that we have.
Thank you, Councillor Picker. No questions? No questions. I'll move that from the Chair then. Thank you. Seconder, please. Thank you, Councillor Daly. All those in favour? Thank you. Unanimous. Thank you. Item 8, the UK Shared Prosperity Fund 23-24. Councillor Picker.
Thank you very much, Chair. So this is the recommendations for the remaining allocation of UK Shared Prosperity Fund for year 2 of the spending. It's the projects that have been discussed both at Council and as part of the local partnership group, which has been a cross-party group of councillors as well as representatives from the wider community and officers as well. The main schemes of work are set out in the report. I'm not going to go through all of them in detail. The one thing that I will draw to councillors' attention is item 4 of the recommendation, This simply enables the local partnership group to make a recommendation to the Chief Officer for Growth and Investment so that the grants that we are inviting through the process can be administered as efficiently as possible. So it's a slight change from what came to Council in July of this year, but it's just to make sure the process runs as smoothly as possible.
Thank you, Councillor Picker. Councillor Mystery, any questions? No questions. Councillor Roodhouse? No question. Okay, again, I'll move it from the chair. All those in favour?
I'll second that.
Oh, I do apologise. Thank you. Second that. All those in favour? Thank you. Unanimous. Thank you. Agenda item 9, Councillor Picker, Town Regeneration Progress Update and Resourcing, please.
Thank you, Chair. So again, this is a report to note on the work of the Town Centre Regeneration Working Group, which I think a significant number of the people in this room are involved in one capacity or another. So again, I'm not going to go through the report in detail, but it sets out the 19 work streams that have been agreed by that group and the ways in which we are taking those proposals forward. The other recommendation is, again, for additional resourcing for the team for a principal planning officer. Again, this is to be funded through the Town Centre Reserve, and it's to ensure that those ambitious projects that we're putting forward are properly resourced by this council and can be actually delivered as a way that I think we all want to see them. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Picker. No questions, Mr Mystery. Thank you. Jerry?
No problem, Derek. I mean, Councillor Paul. I mean, this is going to full council and there'll be more to say there, but hopefully as the chair of that group that it is seen to be working cross-party, and, you know, if we can keep the spirit of that going for the best of the town, that'll be good, really. But it's going to full council, so no doubt there'll be more to say there.
I'll second those comments, Councillor Roodhouse. It is working well, that party chaired by yourself. I've got nothing but admiration for the way you run it. I'll move it from the chair. Can I have a seconder, please? Thank you, Councillor Picker. All those in favour? Thank you. Unanimous. Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 10, Finance Performance, Legal and Governance Portfolio. Councillor Ms Robbins, please.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I don't intend to say a great deal about this particular one. It is to the end of June, so it is historic. It's unfortunately was held up due to the way that the meetings have been set out at the moment. The Q2 will be presented to Cabinet at the beginning of December, and more information will be available then. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Mystery? Councillor Roodhouse? No? I must say the finances run by your portfolio and your officer are in good stead, and I thank you for it. Thank you. I'll move it from the chair. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Ms Robbins, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. Unanimous. Thank you. Agenda item 11, initial review of General Fund Budget 24-25, please.
Oops, I've lost it. There we go. Right, again, not a great deal to say at this stage. We are in the process of setting out the budgets for the end of the year for next year, for 24-25. There are a lot of areas that need a lot of consideration. We still need to make sure that we have savings. We cannot afford to keep using our reserves, because that will just obviously keep pushing it down the road. So we must make sure that we've got the right sort of finance in place in time for February for budget setting. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Ms Robbins. Any questions? Thank you, Chair. Councillor Root.
Just comment, really, you know, with the announcement on the weekly food collections and the rest of all this other stuff that's coming down the line. I just hope when the statement's made and we see the local government settlement, it covers the costs. I leave that question mark there, really. Does the government ever cover the cost for local government? But I mean, that's going to be, you know, a big cost to this council coming down the track. So we'll have to wait and see what comes out.
Yes, I quite agree with you, Councillor Roodhouse. As always, it's going to be a long wait before we know exactly what we're going to get and when we're going to get it. But I'm sure whatever it is, we will cope with it and we will make sure that everything is in place. But thank you for your comment.
Ms Robbins took the words out of my mouth. Thank you very much. I'll move it from the chair then. Can I have a seconder, please? Ms Robbins, second it. Thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 12. Good evening, Councillor Roodhouse. Just going straight home. And I believe Councillor Daly is taking the place for Councillor Willis. Councillor Daly, improvements to the Lawrence Sheriff Arms houses, please.
Thank you, Chair. I'm not going to say a lot about this evening. It's £100,000 to support the work of the trustees at the Lawrence Sheriff Arms houses that want to make necessary improvements to the accommodation there for a number of reasons. The report is incredibly detailed and explains some of the plans for the buildings there.
Thank you, Councillor Daly. Yes, I've had a look at the plans and actually the buildings, and I think it's a good investment from this council to put that money forward. They do need regenerating. They are in a bad state of repair, but anything we can do for those people over there, then we will do it. Councillor Mystery, no questions. I'll move it from the chair. Seconder, please. Councillor Daly, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. Thank you. Moving on to item 13, regulation and safety portfolio. I'm not going to say all my speech tonight. I'm keeping my powder dry like everybody else for Wednesday. Just briefly, Rugby Brough Council has worked with partners from the Office of the Police and Crime Commissioner, Warwickshire County Council, to apply for funding from the Home Office under Safer Streets 5 grant scheme. The Home Office have not yet announced that the bid has been successful, but in order for the Council to implement the interventions within the timescale we have set, it is important that the approval is announced. We have an approved signing of the funding and agreement of the capital spend. So, Councillor Mystery, no questions. Okay, I'll move it from the chair that we accept this. Thank you. Seconder, please. Or two. Councillor Picker, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. Moving on to agenda item. The following items contain reports which are considered en bloc for any portfolio holder requesting discussion. There's none. So I'll move on to agenda item 14, which is a motion to exclude the public under section 100A4, Local Government Act 1972. To consider the following resolution under section 100A4 of the Local Government Act 1972, the public be excluded from the meeting for the following items on the grounds that it involves the likely disclosure of information defined in paragraphs 2 and 3 of Schedule 12A of the Act. We move down to, I'd have to have a seconder. I do, don't I? Have a seconder, please. Oh, got two again. Councillor Daly this time, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. And we'll go down to Communities Home Digital and Communications Portfolio.
Chair, can you just stop the live stream?
Yeah, okay. Can you stop the live stream, please? I was miles away then. I was on a roll.